Okay, forget everything you thought you knew about getting a top-tier university degree. Seriously. What if you could earn a globally recognized Australian qualification, but without relocating to the other side of the world?
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're diving deep into this fascinating rise of Australian universities right there in the UAE, specifically Dubai. We want to uncover why this unique educational path is gaining so much traction and, what it really offers you. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's really becoming a game changer for a lot of students, wouldn't you agree?
Totally.
And look, this isn't just about, simple convenience. It's easier, sure. But what's truly profound, I think, is how it manages to seamlessly combine that Australian academic rigor, that international standing, with the cultural familiarity and maybe more importantly, the booming career opportunities right there in the UAE.
Right.
It's really sort of redefining international education. It gives you this powerful launch pad for your career, but closer to home or maybe even right where you are.
And it makes perfect strategic sense, doesn't it? Why Dubai is the kind of the epicenter for this whole thing. It's not just a city. It's become this global hub. You've got business, innovation, education, all converging.
Exactly.
So studying there means you're literally on the doorstep of top employers. You're immersed in these future-forward industries like AI, fintech, renewable energy. I mean, just think about the networking potential alone.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I find, is precisely that unique blend. You get the global reputation, the Australian degree people recognize worldwide, but you also get this very real local advantage. You're receiving those globally recognized degrees, learning from international faculty, often flown in or based there, and you gain crucial internships, career support, all happening right in Dubai. And this raises, I think, an important question. What makes these specific branch campuses actually thrive?
Yeah, what's the secret sauce?
Well, a big part is their unique hybrid delivery model.
Yeah.
And that doesn't just mean, online lectures sometimes. It often means integrating local industry case studies directly into the curriculum.
Ah, okay. So it's relevant to the region.
Exactly. Adapting assignments to the UAE market, maybe bringing in guest lecturers from leading local companies. It helps create graduates who aren't just, globally qualified on paper, but they're also locally embedded. They're ready for the region's specific demands.
Okay, so let's name some names. Which institutions are really leading this charge on the ground in Dubai? We're talking about some key players, right? Like Murdoch University Dubai,
Murdoch's there.
the University of Wollongong in Dubai, which people often just call UOWD.
Yeah, UWD is a big one. Very established.
Right, one of the UAE's oldest and most prestigious international unis. It's ranked in the QS Top 200 globally, which is pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
And then there's Curtin University Dubai as well, known for being quite practical, real-world focused.
And they have that strong graduate employment record, #1 in Western Australia, I believe.
That's the one. So real industry connections.
And what really ties these leading institutions together, I think, is their commitment to offering these globally benchmarked programs. You see similar popular fields across the board. Business is huge, IT, engineering, media and communication, even psychology.
Standard but high-demand area.
Exactly. They all focus on industry-aligned curricula, strong alumni networks, which are super important later on. Now, fees do vary, obviously, between institutions and programs, but generally you're probably looking at annual costs somewhere in the range of, say, AED 40,000 to 80,000.
Okay, so what's that in, like US dollars?
Roughly 11,000 to maybe 22,000 US dollars per year, which, when you think about it, is a pretty competitive and often significant alternative to packing up and moving overseas to Australia itself.
Definitely cheaper than moving, housing, all that.
For sure. And they get results. For instance, UOWD, they actually boosted their student employability by something like 22% in just one academic year. And they did that through very targeted partnerships with local industry hubs like Dubai Internet City and places like that.
Wow, okay. So they're actively working on getting students jobs. That covers the sort of the academic and financial side. But what's the actual experience like, for a student living and studying there? Well, you can kind of picture it. Modern labs, these innovation hubs they're building, vibrant cultural clubs on campus, regular career fairs connecting you with companies.
It's a proper campus experience.
Totally. In Dubai itself, it's known for being incredibly safe, very student-friendly, actually. They even offer things like public transport discounts for students. And you can find affordable shared accommodation options. Plus, and this is a huge bonus, I think you can actually work part-time.
Yeah, that's key.
Up to 15 hours a week, usually in those special economic free zones, areas set up to attract specific industries, or maybe even finding jobs right there on campus.
And this links directly into the career opportunities, which are, let's face it, a major reason people study anywhere.
Absolutely, the end goal.
These universities, they generally offer robust career placement support. They have teams dedicated to this, and internship tie-ups with multinational corporations that have bases in Dubai. The bigger picture here is Dubai's just booming job market. You've got tech, finance, logistics, hospitality, all major sectors looking for talent.
So the jobs are there.
The data suggests they are. It's compelling. Something like 78% of graduates, on average from these types of institutions, gain employment within 6 months of graduating.
That's a strong number.
It is. And crucially, it's not just about academics and jobs. These institutions also seem to prioritize comprehensive student support, things like enhanced orientation programs when you first arrive, mental health resources. It reflects, I think, a more holistic commitment to your success and your overall well-being while you're there.
Okay, this sounds pretty compelling. Now, if this sounds like the right path for you, listening out there, how do you actually get in? What are the requirements? Well, the general admission criteria, they're fairly standard for international unis. You typically need your high school completion certificate or equivalent.
Yep, the basics.
English proficiency is key, usually verified through tests like IELTS or TOEFL, and you'll likely need a well-crafted statement of purpose, explaining why you want to study there.
Standard stuff, but important to get right.
Definitely. And my top tips, just quickly, to maximize your chances. Apply early. Seriously, don't wait. Think maybe 3 to 6 months before the intake starts.
Good advice. Gives you time.
Maintain a strong GPA in your previous studies, obviously, and really make an effort to highlight any leadership roles or significant extracurricular achievements. It shows you're well-rounded.
And just touching on the financial side again briefly, it's really worth noting that these institutions often offer various popular scholarship options. It's not always full price.
Oh, right. Like what kind of things?
Well, you often see academic merit scholarships for students with really high grades. Sometimes there are early bird discounts if you apply and accept your offer by a certain date. And even things like corporate sponsorships might be available, perhaps through connections with companies in the region.
Okay, so ways to bring the cost down.
Exactly. They're specifically designed usually to ease that financial burden and make this excellent education more accessible. It helps ensure that this global launchpad is actually within reach for more people.
So wrapping this up then, what does this all really mean for you, the potential student?
It boils down to a pretty powerful value proposition, I think. You're getting this perfect fusion almost of global academic excellence, that Australian standard, with the convenience of being local or at least regional, and a very career-ready education tailored somewhat to the opportunities right there. It really offers a smart, potentially more efficient alternative to relocating halfway across the world to Australia itself. Yeah, and maybe a final thought to consider is how this unique model, this transnational education approach, it doesn't just grant you a degree certificate at the end. It really offers a direct pathway, a kind of springboard to shaping your future success story much closer to home, if that's where you want to be. It connects you to global opportunities, but right where you are, in a dynamic hub like Dubai, it genuinely prompts us to rethink what international education really means today.
Absolutely. Well said. So if you're ready to explore this further, maybe see how an Australian university in Dubai could align specifically with your goals. You should reach out to LetzStudy. They offer a free consultation to help you navigate the options. Hopefully after this deep dive, you feel a bit more equipped to make an informed decision on what could be a really exciting new frontier in your